welcome to Up for Debate. My name is Ruben.
My name is Seda.
And this is the show that we're going to be focusing on UK rap, so everything to do with UK rap. We're going to choose a different topic each week in the form of a top 10 list. So we will discuss and debate. I'll create my list, Seda will create his list, and then we'll try and combine it into an overall top 10 list. So we've pre-selected the top 10. It's quite difficult. There's some big names we've left off the list, but we've agreed on the top 10 that we're going to discuss and order. So what is that list?
So the list is Gets, Kano, Gigs, Skepta, Wretch32, Chip, Wiley, Dizzy Rascal, Tiny Temper, and Devlin.
So that is our list. We're going to try, because it's a very difficult, I found this very challenging.
Yeah, no, we found it really hard.
So we're looking at 3 areas really. So we're going to try and focus on impact, consistency, and lyrical ability. So if we get stuck at any point, we'll try and base it on those 3 things. So impact, consistency, and lyrical ability. So let's move on. So albums, were you listening to lots of these guys growing up? And many albums or mixtapes or anything like that?
So I listened to for when we were in school. So if you are from the London area, if you live in London, people like Skepta, you listen to their instrumentals, Rebound X, you listen to a lot of Chip on One Extra when he first came through when he was a 16-year-old. So you listen to people like him, Ice Kid, you listen to Dizzy Rascal.
Throwbacks.
Yeah, no, big throwbacks, people like Dizzy Rascal, Fix Up, Look Sharp, that sort of stuff. And that's where the grime influence has started.
Yeah, I used to buy quite a few albums, so I've got from back in the day. I'll show you a picture now. So like Dizzy Rascal, Tongue in Cheek, I Am Chipmunk, classic album,
classic
like Oopsie Daisy, Chip Diddy Chip, those kind of songs. And also I've discovered I've got DJ Ironic album. People forget about DJ Ironic.
Oh yeah, DJ Ironic.
DJ Ironic was also...
Nah, he was good.
A legend. Well, he's a legend in a way as well. He had the bangers.
See, you're a very good supporter of music actually. For me, what I would do is I always used to download my favourite tracks on LimeWire and I put it on my MP3 at the time. Obviously, you know all about the viruses and stuff like that, but
the struggle, man.
The struggle. But I mean, when we started growing up, that's when the era of UK grime started UK music started getting a lot bigger. Yeah,
definitely, man, definitely. Right, so let's start, shall we, with our list. So I'm going to read my 10 to 6 from the list that Seda read out earlier, and then we will discuss the artists in a bit more detail and go from there. So my list is number 10, Devlin. Number 9, Gigs. Number 8, Tiny Temper. Number 7, Wiley. And maybe controversially, number 6, Gets. But we'll come to that.
Yeah. What's
your 10 to 6, please?
My 10 to 6. So number 10 was Tiny. No, it was Devlin.
Yeah.
Number 9 was Tiny. Number 8 was Gigs. Number 7 was Wiley. And this is a very controversial one. And you know what? I keep going back and forth with this. Number 6 was Skepta, but I think we can actually change this. But
we'll come to it.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm allowing Skepta.
I agree.
To be number 6.
You know what it is? I'm just thinking about myself. I'm thinking about it. I'm just like, really, Skepta number 6? He's done so lot for the community. So, but we can change that. This is
we'll come to that. So let's look at the ones we agree on. So number 10, Devlin. So what was your experience of Devlin growing up, or like what did you think of Devlin? Definitely deserving of this being in the top 10.
Okay, so first of all, Devlin, lyrical content is very high. He's always been very high in terms of battle rap. That's his main forte. Instead of actual making real like tracks for clubs and stuff like that. So when I first listened to Devlin, it was on Devlin's Z. Freestyle. So this is when he was beefing with Wiley at the time.
Yeah.
So I've known Devlin from battle rap, so I've known his lyrical content has always been very high. However, when he started progressing in his career, he started making really good tracks such as London City and Community Outcast.
Yeah, that's one of my favourites, yeah.
Those are very good.
I've actually got, that's one of the albums I got as well actually, Blood, Sweat and Beers,
Yeah.
with those songs on it.
So what do you think about them
Brilliant album.
personally?
He's very unique, so lyrical Billy, as you say, he'd be up there. His flow, I don't think we've ever had anything like that before, or even now, there's no one like Devlin.
No.
We're probably not going to get another Devlin again. But I just remember him, like, his face, man, angry face, grey hair from like young.
Just ready for the war.
I think he was born, he was born with grey hair. He just looked like an old man, but,
Yeah.
but he was very talented.
He was a true geezer.
But yeah, he was a geezer, man.
A
That's
geezer
like-
with this talent. But you see, remember, Getz always used to champion him, always used to bring him in his videos. It's for a reason, because lyrical content and actual lyrical ability, he was very talented. But we're not judging this on that, you know, we're judging this on impact as well.
It's a bit of everything, yeah, and of course our personal preference will come into it
Exactly.
as well. We can't avoid that. So let's move on to, so we've got Tiny, Temper and Gigs. So we had them the different way around, the opposite way around, but they were both 8 and 9. So we agreed that they're in the list but towards the back end of the list. So let's start off with Gigs, shall we?
Yeah, start with Gigs.
Obviously he's got the legendary Talking the Hardest, the UK national anthem, and I believe in a couple of years we get rid of God Save the Queen.
I just put that one up
We'll
there.
put that in for England at the World Cup, and it will gas. Oh, imagine Raheem Sterling's gonna be gassed on that song. Jadon Sancho, we're gonna
I
win the
know
World Cup.
all the guys, Rashford and everything. But you know what? When that song played, it changed the way people thought of UK rap. Like,
Yeah,
UK rap at the time was always fast paced, very quick. However, when Giggs started spitting, and obviously in his monotone voice as well, it worked. If you understand with the song.
yeah.
As
I
well.
listen to that song now, it has the same impact that I just get.
I remember whenever you used to go to any parties, like when you were kids and stuff like that, that would always come up, and everybody would start going crazy. You know?
He's got a few of those in his locker, like Whipping Excursion popped off as well.
Yeah,
He's not the best lyric. No one can say Giggs is an amazing lyricist.
he's good.
He's good.
Good.
But he's not.
He's not up there with some of the guys on this list.
But his flow and again, like his energy is pretty sick.
Very clever as well.
In terms of like who went international or slightly global,
He was one of
he
them.
obviously did work with Drake on his More Life project, which was obviously to a bigger audience than the UK. But I'm not sure that went down that well. I don't think, I saw loads of stuff online, like Americans were like, who's this guy? Like they weren't rating him, but
Yeah, because America.
I get it, he's got a unique.
Yeah, America.
So-
With Americans, you have to listen to. It's also with Americans. It comes with a personality as well. Like Giggs is good, but it's like Giggs' personality is quite smiley. He's not really like crazy out there. But you know how Americans like them. They like their rappers to have music, like them to be like really. They have to be really, really, really up there, or they have to have some sort of personality.
Exactly, yeah. So I don't know if he. Anyway, so Tiny Temper.
Tiny.
Tiny Temper. Now I was interested researching him, his career, because he had. I'm gonna compare him to Arsene Wenger, the Arsene Wenger of rap,
Oh yeah.
because he had, I think it was 3 incredible years. So it was 2010, 2000 to 2013, Discovery and Demonstration albums. Well, that's where all the hits are basically, like Pass Out, #1 hit,
Frisky. Written
exactly.
in the stars.
Loads of big songs on those 2 projects. And I was also surprised he's only released 4 albums in his whole career.
Yeah.
So since then, the last 7 years, he's only dropped Junk Food, which was like him trying to reconnect to the scene. He had like all the rappers on there, Stormzy, Jamie, and then he had an album called Youth, which I can't even remember. Like, there's nothing memorable about it. It's him sort of going back to pop stuff. So a world-class 3 years, and then I think 7 years of mediocrity, nothing special. So
he did go abroad as well. He did make a lot of music with other American artists, but then even in America, he's not as well known.
yeah,
What we remember from Tiny in his prime is when Channel used to be really big. It's called Channel, aka for you younger viewers.
Wifey was the song.
Wifey, there we go, Wifey.
That was the one.
I'll tell you a story, yeah. I remember, when I was younger, there was this particular girl that I used to like. It flopped. But
Okay.
I played this song to her. This is when I was.
The Wifey song, yeah.
Yeah.
That was
It didn't work.
that was your move, yeah, to draw the girl.
Don't do that, guys. Never do that again. I mean,
Were you singing? What were you?
No, I just played it.
Okay, I
No,
thought you
singing,
were,
no
like,
way.
serenading her.
Yeah, no way. Don't. That was no.
Well.
Don't do that. That's when I was young. I would never do that again.
But yeah, like you said, he was one of the few that did succeed. I think internationally. I know he worked with Wiz Khalifa, Big Sean, Kelly Rowland, lots of guys. So in that sense, he's had more impact than a lot of these guys. But let's decide then. So Giggs and Tiny Temper, 9 and 8. So which way around?
I have
Do
to
you
probably
think?
put I guess Tiny 8, Giggs 9. I guess.
Okay, so let's put that in on our combined list. Giggs and Tiny Temper at number 8.
Yeah.
And then the other one we
Agreed.
agreed on position wise, which is a rarity,
Very rare.
is Wiley, number 7. So tell us.
Now this was a
About Wiley.
really, really difficult because Wiley's been in the game for donkey's years.
The
Really.
Godfather.
The godfather of grime, literally. He used to pioneer music, so he would used to rap when he was young. He used to do a lot of rap, that sort of stuff. Then he ventured out. He was one of the very few people to venture out. So Rolex was a really, really big hit as well.
Oh yeah, of course.
He used to be in a crew called Roll Deep. He used to listen to them on Channel U, so he used to do that stuff alongside his own stuff as well. And he always used to bring people in, like we all remember the infamous Chip and Ice Kid freestyle. It was him that brought those two in. So Wiley, his impact has been huge.
Yeah,
on the,
absolutely.
so it was kind of really difficult to put him so low. But I'm just thinking, like some of the artists that are gonna be above him now have been more relevant. But all you can see is Wiley beefing people.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, he's still
still
out here, but he's not creating the same buzzes anymore. Like
Yeah.
and unfortunately, his online antics are
Yeah.
slightly ruining his reputation. Obviously, he did the Stormzy thing. He
I
did
mean,
well in that, but
I mean, he has a right to. He has a right to his opinion. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, Wiley. I like the fact that Wiley has his own opinion. That he doesn't like cater to the crowd. But it sounded for me like when he was had his little beef with Stormzy, little argument with Stormzy, he sounded quite bitter.
yeah.
Instead of, for me, if you're going to, you've been there for so long. What I think he should do is, I think he should be championing them or trying to like develop himself. If you know what I'm saying, like cater to this crowd as well. Like stay true to your roots, but try and integrate your style of music into the community. You know.
True, but
for him to be in so low, his impact has been huge. So it's quite
yeah,
hard.
we can't fault his impact and his consistency.
Lyrical ability, very good, very good. I would say it's good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but not top.
not top.
level. But you know, he's incredible. He's done more albums, more projects than anyone else on this list.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's a bit older, and actually, I remember, forgot last year, Boasty, he did actually produce another big hit.
Yeah,
The one
Boasty
with
was
Sean
huge.
Paul and Idris Elba. So
Yeah.
he can still produce hit. He had one with Tory Lanez as well, I think. So.
Yeah.
So Wiley 7. So Wiley 7, Tiny Temper 8, Giggs 9, Devlin 10, and we need to just agree on. So I guess
This was
techie.
very techie.
So you had Getz. No, sorry, I had Getz. You had Skepta.
Yeah, I think I might have to change Skepta, you know, I'm coming to think about it, yeah.
Would you say Getz definitely top 5 though? Because I had him in 6.
You could have him in 6. I'll keep,
Potentially. We
yeah,
can put him there for now,
for
and then
now.
we might want to re-evaluate. But I'll go into the top 5 and we'll come back and talk about those two in a bit more detail, because I've definitely got Skepta very high on my list.
So we're going to talk about Getz.
So, yeah, let's talk about Getz.
Getz. This is really, really, really difficult for me now because lyrical content, Getz is one of the best. Like, we have to be honest.
Yeah, no doubt about
he's one of the best. Like, you can't match his content. Obviously, in terms of actual mainstream music, he hasn't gone out there in the sense where he hasn't gone to like, for example, charts, UK charts. But then, if you know about Getz, you know about Getz.
Yeah, we can't really hold that against
You
people
can't hold
because
that
they're staying true to
They're themselves.
their lane.
I get that, but unfortunately, with this list, we're talking about impact. If you know what I'm saying. But we all remember the infamous "Go Carlos, go Carlos." I'll never forget that was the funniest
That
thing.
is never going to die.
And he was crashing battery, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
But no, his lyrical ability is ridiculous. And for me, I love his music, but obviously his music's not for everyone, you know.
Yeah, I didn't. Of the artists on this list, if I'm honest, I probably listened to Gets a little bit less than the other ones growing up. Maybe that's just because I didn't get it. You have to be a bit older maybe to appreciate Gets fully. So that's why he wasn't a bit higher on my list. But we'll put him in 6 for now. Potentially you can rise.
Yeah, you know.
You can come back up.
You can rise.
So I'll read my top 5, yeah?
Yeah,
Then you read yours. So I've got number 5, Kano. Number 4, Dizzy Rascal. Yeah, which I can negotiate that one. Number 3, Wretch 3-2. Legend on the wall. Number 2, Chipmunk. And number 1, Skepta. King Skepta.
Fair enough. And I'm gonna read mine out, and this is just a disclaimer, yeah. This was before we discussed this, so this can change, but this is a disclaimer. But yeah, I'm gonna read out my one now. So 5 was Wretch. I had Skepta at number 6. 4 was Chip. 3 was Gets. 2 was Dizzy, and 1 was Kano.
Okay.
So this is it's a very debatable.
So we need to think about where we want to start with this one. So let's think about who we might be willing to drop.
Dizzy, I'd be really
Dizzy.
Yeah.
You had 2, I had 4. I think with Dizzy Rascal, we're probably both focusing on impact with that one.
Yeah.
Because Dizzy Rascal's impact was mad. Obviously, number 1 single, Dance to Me, he performed it. I think he headlined Glastonbury.
He headlined Glastonbury.
He was the first
UK artist
to do that. Mercury Prize at 19 years old, I read.
Amazing, yeah.
Incredible. A Brit Award as well. And I think it does impact, I think Boy in the Corner, the album was one of the first really significant breakthrough UK rap albums. So I think that's why we're putting Dizzy so high. But
lyrical content, I agree. But I was gonna say lyrical content. He's good, but then he's not as good as some of the other people that we're gonna mention now.
Yeah, and I don't think thinking back, a lot of Dizzy Rascal songs were quite jokey and fun.
Yeah.
Fun songs like Bonkers, Holiday.
They were good party songs.
Yeah, he's not saying a lot wow, listen to what he just said.
I mean, in terms of his impact, you'd say if, for example, if you go to uni parties, freshers, clubbings, those are where you play the music. But if you want to sit down and listen to him, or if you probably perform and stuff like that, those are they'll be a bit lower than that. But you can't deny it. Dizzy was amazing in his prime.
And again, nothing we haven't got anyone that sounds similar to him now or then.
Yeah.
He's unique. So great impact, lyrically okay. Consistency, I don't.
It used to be consistent, not so much.
I can't remember the last great contribution from Dizzy in the last 5 years. I can't think of anything incredible. If he dropped something tomorrow, I would be I'd listen to it, but I don't know if I'd be
He did make something with C Double. You remember Bluetooth?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was really good.
That was
a few years ago. Yeah. But then, for me, that was one of his greatest songs because that was when his lyrical ability came out on that song. But
Okay, so let's think about. So would you put him above or below Dizzy? Below Gets. We've got Gets and 6, and we can put Dizzy Rascal 5, or we could swap them around. I'll let you decide this one.
I put Gets at 5 and Dizzy 6. Cool. Personally, for me.
Yeah, that's fine. Because you're more of a Gets man, I think.
Yeah.
Gets number 6, Dizzy Rascal. Okay, so top 4 now. So who we got left? We've got
Kano, Wretch,
Chip, and Skepta. Okay, so what are we thinking?
I think we agreed what Wretch was 4.
I had him 3, you had him 5, but I think. Logically he probably would be number 4 now for us.
Yeah.
If we're doing a combined. So Wretch 3-2.
So yeah, Wretch 3-2 had a song. Was it called Don't Go?
Yeah.
Yeah, Don't Go. Number 1 hit. Amazing. Honestly, I feel like he's one of the most underrated lyricists out there. Very talented.
Yeah. I was gonna say I think he's one of the best lyricists.
Yeah.
Could even be number 1 for me because.
Understandable. I wouldn't. It would be hard not to disagree with that. The impact, for me, is because of that particular song. His impact wasn't as great as some of the other artists. But
Tractor as well, actually.
Yeah, Tractor was amazing.
I didn't go number 1. I'm surprised.
Yeah, what was
Maybe
it?
he did. I don't know. I can't remember.
No, but in terms of his actual lyrical ability, it's really, really high, really high.
And I like how he's matured. He's one of the rappers that doesn't talk much about like violence or drugs or guns or even go like it's a journey with him. Like, and now he's a father and stuff. It's a lot more conscious rap. Mummy's Boy. I don't know if you heard Mummy's Boy on his last album. Very good song. Go check it out.
I'll check it out.
You know how that's used as usually a negative term?
Yeah.
Mummy's Boy, but he spun it, turned to positive. He was embracing like loving my mum and looking after her.
Of course.
Mummy's Boy, yeah, fine. I'm a Mummy's Boy. I'll take it.
Why
good
not?
Song.
I mean,
good song.
You'd rather do that than be disrespectful to the person that's
Exactly.
that's taking care of you.
And there's always a message on the Wretch 3-2 songs usually, so legendary. Okay, so Wretch number 4. So Kano, Skepta and Chip. How are we gonna negotiate this one? I had Wretch 3, Chip 2, Skepta 1. So Kano, I'd probably say Kano number 3. But he was your number 1.
He was my number 1, but I can argue number 3 for him.
Are you sure?
Yeah, we'll do it.
Okay, you tell me about Kano.
So for me, personally, Kano is my favourite UK rapper of all time, personally. The impact that P's and Q's again made on our scene as well in the clubs, it was always playing. If you went raving when you were a kid, if you went Oceana, it's called, what's it called? Hangout now, something like that?
Don't know.
Yeah, it's changed now. They'd always be playing P's and Q's as well. And he's also still relevant today. If you listen to his album as well, you got Trouble on the album. You've got
I forgot the name of the last one. Made in the Manor was a few years ago, wasn't it?
Made in the Manor. You had what? Garage Gang, you know. You had the song with Gigs, 3 Wheel Ups.
Oh yeah.
He's still with him, his lyrical content is extremely high as well. I think he's very, for me, that's why he was the highest, because lyrical content, brilliant.
Yeah.
Relevance, right here. And what else? What was the other? Consistency, he's just
still consistent, yeah.
Because I went to his actual, one of his concerts, in Meridian.
Okay.
In North London.
Last year.
Yeah. And it was one of the best experiences I've ever been to. Like, you really think that people still, you'd think that people obviously still listen to him, but they still appreciate him. And obviously, Kano's music, as he's gotten older, has become more versatile.
Yeah.
Like, Trouble is a lot of messages around gun crime, around lots of problems in the...
He's very intelligent.
Very smart.
He's switched on, he knows what's going on.
Yeah, a lot of things about police brutality in different countries as well, you know. And for me, the reason why I had him number 1, because he could do a bit of everything. So he used to do battle raps, so he battled against Gets as well. He can then talk about police brutality, he can talk about all the problems in the world. Then he can talk about calm music. He makes party bangers. For me, he was very versatile. That's why I had him.
You've got to consider versatility as well.
That's why I had him at number 1, but I can argue for number 3 because of certain people.
Alright, well, obviously you can always change your mind, but so if we're looking at top 2, Skepta and Chip, you had Chip 4, Skepta 6, so you might 4. I'm happy for either one, to be honest.
Okay, we could talk about Chip. When he first came onto the scene, when Wiley brought him and Ice Kid, big up Ice Kid as well, when he came onto the scene, when we listened to that freestyle, he just shut it down. Like, I remember the next day, when it came out on Westwood's?
Yeah.
Westwood's One Extra show. I mean, everybody in school was playing it. Everybody had downloaded it. Everybody was playing it on their phones.
He popped off the youngest, didn't he? How old was he? Was a
16.
A boy, man. 16. That's crazy.
Him and Ice Kid was 16.
And then Who Are You he was still young.
Very young.
Young kid, man. That's incredible. I can listen to that today and get hyped up on that song, man.
And then Chip Tiddy Chip. I mean, that wasn't my sort of song, but it kind of influenced a lot of youngsters, and a lot of youngsters started listening to that sort of music, and it kind of built it was like a crossover into like pop, into like UK culture, and people started appreciating outside of the normal people living in certain areas such as Tottenham, Harlesden, that sort of places.
Yeah, obviously you got the number 1, Oopsie Daisy. He was getting a lot of stick at that time for going very pop. Obviously he did the high profile American Features, Chris Brown.
Champion. That's one of my. It's my running song. You know.
I can't still believe that. However old he was, maybe like 20, and you work with Chris Brown when you're 20, not even like you're from the UK.
And more than held his own on
incredible.
the track. More than held his own on the
I can't
track.
even see anyone doing that today, but mad. And then also what I like about Chip is he came back and he proved himself again, in a way, after people said, "Oh, he's this pop star now."
And then he started battling rap with him.
The diss track he had, that was
Against what Jam?
that was iconic.
Yeah, who was he dissing?
Tiny Temper, Bugsy Malone,
Youngin.
Big Nasty. Anyone could have got it.
Yeah.
But so that proved himself again that actually he's a sick lyricist.
Very talented, man.
Sick.
And he's still going today, and that's the most amazing thing. Obviously, we still haven't had the hits, but his lyrical content, obviously, we know is extremely high.
Yeah.
Extremely high.
And I watched on Instagram a while ago. He did a Instagram live of Chip versus Chipmunk. So he went through all his old songs. I watched it, and I just remembered how many like amazing songs he had, how big his discography is over the years, and he's still the youngest. He's the youngest on this list as well. So I can only think he's got a lot more.
He's crazy. He's only 29, isn't
A
he?
lot more to bring to the table.
Yeah, man.
So definitely a legend. Definitely one of the top guys, I think.
Of course.
So we can. Oh, we haven't placed him yet. So should we talk about Skepta first, and then
Yeah, let's
we've
talk
got to
about
make a big decision.
Yeah.
Big decision. So that's going to be tough. So Skepta,
Skepta.
legend.
Self-proclaimed
Where do you
king
start?
of grime. Oh man! So like I said, what I said previously, his freestyle Rebound X, 96 bars of revenge with his brother as well, JME. Man, everybody used to like have that on their MP3s on their phones, on their Nokia 3210s and Sony Ericssons. He was also very versatile in the sense that he could do that sort of stuff, and then you had That's Not Me after a long period of time as well.
Yeah. So he did. He won a Mercury Prize for Konnichiwa album. He performed at Glastonbury.
Yeah, he performed at Glastonbury.
Don't know if he headlined it, but he performed there. International success.
Yeah,
definitely.
They love him in America. I remember when I went to
Yeah.
America when I was about 16. They all knew about him.
I was going to say, if there's one artist that people in America might, if you told them to name a UK rapper now, they'd probably say Skepta or maybe Stormzy now, but Skepta or Stormzy, so that's pretty good. And he did the song with A$AP Rocky, remember that one? Praise the Lord,
Yeah.
a few years ago. And that went in the charts, that was in Billboard charts. Obviously Drake has worked with him, he featured on More Life. I think he had his own track, Drake wasn't even on the track.
Yeah, of course.
And then, like you said, he had a break. He came back, and then with That's Not Me and Shutdown, both in the space of like a year, I think he just reinvigorated the scene again. Like people were starting to.
And if you're a Carbon person, or
Disrespect grime
even
again.
if in your own house, you'd be playing Shutdown the whole time. Everybody would get up
And
and
we
start.
needed the culture needed that at that time.
Yeah.
Because it was not dying, but
A
people
lot of
weren't
people
relating to it as much.
Yeah, but now
He brought it back
he
again.
brought it back again.
And his last album, Ignorance is Bliss, I've listened to that one as well. He's still significant. And have you heard the Skepta, Chip and Young Ads dropped an album
No, but I need to listen
earlier
to
this year, and that's like the first freeway collaboration, and that could be another blueprint for the future.
There's a lot of Skepta I need to listen to because back in the day he was amazing. Even now,
Don't sleep on
Don't
the new
sleep
stuff
on
as
it.
well, because it's there.
so
So
you have to make a decision, man.
I'm gonna stick to my original
You'll stick to your guns.
with Skepta at number 1. What do you think? Because man, just impact, success,
I think
consistency.
if we're talking about crossover and who people know and everything going to probably I would have to put Skepta then
At what?
at number 1.
Number 1. Okay.
Like I was
Like
I was going through it with my head. Like Chip's done really well, but I have to put Skepta number 1 for.
All right.
You have to look at who knows him, who people can relate to as well, who obviously because lyrical content obviously Chip's up there, both of them are up there. You've got impact, both of them are up there, but in terms of slight impact, I'm talking about abroad as well. Like Skepta
Overall, just picked it.
just.
Okay, calm. So, I think we've got our combined top 10. So
Okay.
we've made 2 lists into one combined list. So I'll read out the final top 10, which is Devlin 10, Giggs 9, 8 Tiny Temper, 7 Wiley, 5 Dizzy Rascal,
What, 6?
6 Dizzy Rascal,
Okay.
got maths, got a bit. 5 Gets, 4 Wretch, 3 2, 3 Kano, 2 Chip, and 1 Skepta. So that's the combined list. We invite you to agree or probably disagree.
I mean, a lot of you guys are going to be young, so you probably won't know. You may know of these artists.
Shots fired.
So you won't know of these artists, or you may not have listened to their old stuff often. But
Yeah.
you know, it's opinions.
But yeah, you might even want to change the list, like the people on it. You might think, how could you leave out Jamie or whatever? So please, yeah, leave a comment, man. Like, comment, disagree, do your thing. So yeah, anyway, that's it really. Thanks for watching and listening.
Thank you very
Please
much.
give your opinions, man.